Hello everyone, this is Fantastic Worlds, welcoming you back to Lovecraft Country and Let's Play Scarlet Hollow live with viewer participation. Yeah, Jack, you noticed, I saw that in the comments last time. Jack. If you're going to try to make them a serial killer, I'm pretty sure the narrative will adapt either way, whether it will allow it or won't allow it. Anyways, we're back to Scarlet Hollow viewer participation. We already got some viewer participation there. And we're going to be tossing back into episode 1, meeting Abigail. Now, if you remember from the first time we did a Let's Try on this, we did get this part before. Abigail, of course, is probably the first love interest that we run into. Yes, there are, I believe, at least 5 love interests in this game. But we'll see how it turns out. Anyways, we are here at the diner having a conversation with, Stella. So who's Abigail? Is Abigail the cousin? It'll all come back to me eventually. As for the day-to-day, any idea you want to kill time for the rest of the week? What's it to you? No clue. I'm sure to occupy myself. Oh, Tabitha. I'll probably just do what I can to support Tabitha. Alright, so quick first choice here. How do you want to kill time for the rest of the week before we visit our aunt's funeral and no doubt discover the dark fate that has consumed our family? Yeah, that's not a good sign. Protein bar a bit dry. Hopefully the coffee will hold me up. No clues to default if anybody doesn't talk in a little bit. Now, don't think I have this on delay. Settings. Yeah, no latency, no delay. Well, it says stream health is healthy, so hopefully that's the case. And we're going with default. Honestly, I have no clue. Hey, I get to do my own voice for this one, which is kind of interesting. Well, you're in luck, as you've happened to run into the person who knows all the best stuff to do around here and has limitless time to show you around. My boss is pretty forgiving. Oh wait, you probably don't get that joke since we don't know each other that well. I'm self-employed, so I'm my own boss, so I'm forgiving myself. Get it? Laugh uproariously. Yeah, I get it. Give a wooden laugh. No, please explain the joke. At least the zombie dog isn't walking us anymore. We're gonna go with Jack's idea of making us a rather dangerous person. I will go with the wooden laugh. Ha ha ha, funny. Everyone's a critic. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Is there nothing else coming for me? Gosh, if I'd known that plate of bacon would be my main and only course, I would have waited before digging in. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says on the house. She sends her condolences. Thanks, it looks great. You didn't have to do that. What do I look like, a charity case? Sorry, had to take a bite myself. So, default will be you didn't have to do that. If nobody else speaks up about it. I don't know. This is Twitch. We have to call it social eating. Alright, so... Aw, you didn't have to do that. It looks great. No worries. Hope you enjoy it. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if nothing but butter suspended by a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is the perfect biscuit. And South does do biscuits well. Whoa, I've had better. This is the best biscuit I've ever had, and that's not saying much. Alright, I am too much the good guess to be able to lie here, so it's between Woa and Best Biscuit, and it's not real. Alright, okay, I get it. matrix. The matrix of dough supporting butter and whoa. Keanu Reeves in the Matrix. Okay, some of these nods are getting a little weird. Well, it'll probably get worse before we go. Find out it's all a simulation. Whoa, this really is a good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Haha, oh Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not going to go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm going to do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Yeah, this is the thing I realized when we first did this the first time, is this is going to get pretty meta, because obviously a developer knew there were going to be YouTubers who were going to end up streaming and recording this. Wait, what? What kind of videos you do? Well, that's rad. Okay, how does it even make money? Ugh, you and everybody else remain silent. I know Jack wants me to be silent, but I just like Stella too much. She can be our Bonnie to the Clyde. Cool, what kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really go check out her channel, Fantastic Worlds. It's amazing. I think it's the best video to start that river one, not the lake, but you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of the footage at the time, but it wound up being the most popular video by far. Yeah, sometimes I get surprised about what's popular on this channel. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2. Okay, charming serial killer, we're on the same page here. I thought you wanted silent before. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Some folks said it was a beaver, but that's the case at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. Actually, yesterday, alright, there's a good channel called Wartime Stories, and you, might find it kind of interesting that yesterday, when I was viewing it, the one called they call it El Diablo, about a supposed wartime paranormal event, was a giant snake in a Honduras river, like 75 feet long. So yeah, getting synchronicitous. I also had people saying it was a dog with a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. It was a mountain lion. I could smell it stink from miles away. Alright, I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my 2 eyes. Alright, it's a mountain lion, honest to God cryptid, totally dog, away to beaver, hold on, I don't believe in cryptids, remain silent. Okay, we have to use talk with animals. But, let's give Gretchen the credit on this one. You decide to share Gretchen's insight with Stella and Avery. Gretchen seems to think that it's a mountain lion. Ha ha ha, very funny. You got me earlier on to you. You're not going to trick me to thinking you can talk to my dog. As for your theory, no way. It's absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions this far east. Ah ha 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 ha. Yes, there are. Cougars. They're called cougars in the east, but they still exist. How do I know? I have encountered them. Okay, something is better. Okay. I did a whole video on Appalachian Mountain Myth and found Jack squat. There's no reason why we swimming like this. They're not fans of water. Also incorrect. Cougars are part of the panther family, which are among the best swimmers in the cat family. Panthers, the black ones, literally enjoy it. Again, you're dealing with a biologist here, Stella. And the body is too long. No way. Depends on how long they extended themselves. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara fan theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries are missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Yeah, exotic animals as pets has been the #1 go-to when it comes to cryptids. Channel Bedtime Stories did one on the Dover Demon, 1977, when they tried to say that a cross between Gray and Bigfoot that was studied there, the Dover Demon, must have been an exotic ape. You know, because we all know there are apes with 4-inch wide almond black eyes, shaped black eyes out there. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Haha, exactly. Oh, that's good for you. Mountain lions will in fact hunt humans. In fact, they did a nasty job on one jogger back in the Denver area about a decade ago. And we only know that because they found the body. We don't know how many people can go missing from being eaten. Aha, exactly. Some exotic pet owners set it free, and now will forever roam the Cattablock, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if you maybe want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. I won't have to camp anywhere. I'm going to go after the... Wait, no spoilers! Oops, sorry, Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. Oh, that's Avery. Alright, now that the coast is clear, I'm going after skunk ape. Right, we're just gonna do skunk ape. What is for the people who let's see. What's a skunk ape? For the people in the back. It's like Bigfoot, but smellier. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but I was doing research for last week's video. I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. Hey, at least they're polite and play with the pets. At least, and I leave no stone unturned. I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you want to say? Time to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing? Alright, we're taking the hot option. Because we have that option. Alright, this has got to be the best choice I've made since we had to stake over, is to switch out occult for hot. Because, who wants to know what the horrors are doing when you can just flash that winning smile? It's a date. Cool. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple of buddies of mine back in middle school, but it's been me and Gretchen for a while now. Yeah, usually what happens is you start filming this with friends and they'll cut after a while. Mostly because I think they don't think they're getting the attention they deserve for their part. It's a pleasure to welcome you to our elite team, Fantastic Worlds. Gretchen. Me and Kianko and Reese running around the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun. That's all that mattered to us. Maybe you'll get the chance to meet them later this week. So we should probably head out to if we want to make it up to that mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause, we're getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. Yeah, we're going to do the generous tip again. Sorry, I've worked service sector before. You reach into your pocket and pull out a $5 bill. You know it's a bit more than one should expect at a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you've still got it. You smooth out the bill before placing the table inconspicuously. Look, we'll just sell off stuff from the house, okay? It should be fine. If they're actually antiques, even if we're selling them on the bottom, we'll make a decent amount of money. Oh, that's awesome of you. Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure. Plus, apparently our girlfriend likes it. Stella turns and leaves the diner with you following closely behind. Alright. Good. I'm getting nostalgia from my childhood again. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town. The sun dips closer and closer to the horizon. A chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation in renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and people you know, following someone you met into the dark forest in search of monsters. You feel... Alright. Now, before I did More Alive Than You Had in Years. I kind of like that one. But I am allowing anybody out there who wants to pick a different entry. I kind of wish I could expand this menu a bit. Because I can only do essentially three at once. So, strangely alive, strangely calm, tense, unsettled, or nothing. We're not killing Stella, by the way. Gretchen's too nice. I'm going to have to figure out what to do to film these times, because obviously there must be some sort of delay. Oosh. Okay, my humming is definitely not what thing I should be doing. Anyway, so yeah, after a little bit, no response, so more alive than years. You feel alive. The fall breeze splashes through the leaves, the orange hue of the setting sun painting the horizon, the promise of excitement ahead. Mithril, it's a light novel, Lovecraft light novel, done by an American who hints in nothing but truth. Tense, but in truth, nothing. I don't know, Jack. We seem to have a bit of a delay here. Yes, it's in which we have gone to... Yeah, it does. It's not actually over yet. I mean, she dropped episode 3, and I think it's Abigail. Is Abigail her name? Said that she plans on dropping one every couple of months right up to 2024, which is why I've shifted this from a voting option to what appears to be a monthly episodes now, by the supporters keep voting for it. So like Arkham Horror, probably drop one about every month, 3 weeks this case because I'm slightly behind. But yeah, and as for what was happening, we've come to Scarlet Hollow due to the fact that our aunt just perished, and we've been separated from the family because our mother ran screaming from it in the middle of the night once upon a time. And we've yet to discover the dark secret that is underneath it, besides them being conservatives and coal owners that have exploited the town and the people. That's all we've got so far. And we're now wandering into the woods with our new best friend in an attempt to find cryptids, which is kind of what I used to do during regular weekends. Anyways, no joke. Where a mystical creature actually manifested in front of you, it would fit perfectly into this world. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, climate change, since last year at least. You know how it is these days, each summer is the hottest... Oh, heck, I forgot. She'll even comment on it. Summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's just nice to feel chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Yeah, that's kind of like the woods. The woods are eternal. It will always be, as long as we don't knock them down, green and silent, and the present, as I like to call it. A forever now. Sorry if that's a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Explore. Are you really expecting to find anything? Do you ever hunt anything that aren't cryptids, like ghosts and whatnot? Has anything bad ever happened in the hikes? What's the weirdest thing you've seen other than cryptids? Alright, so, we're probably going to tackle most of these, the ones that we listed, but since sometimes taking one explorer will shut down another, I'm going to give you guys... Let's see, I got a timer here. I'm going to give you guys 45 seconds to pick out which one that you want to try first. Because remember, we might not get to all of these. So we have to decide if we want to talk about expecting to find anything, ghosts, anything bad, or weirdest thing. And I'll be on my bar. Dragon's actually one that I've considered. It looks like it would fit into a Lovecraftian part, and because I don't spoil myself, I can't say 100%. I know it's kind of a mystery with the disappeared village, and there are paranormal elements. Beyond that, nothing. It's also the fact that Dragon is something I remember a lot from Secret World, which is like the first serious series in this. I did Alan Wake first, which is kind of why I'm into the Remedy universe. But, yeah, Secret World is the one that went on longest so far. It's 123 episodes? Okay, weird. Common interest. Got it. What's the weirdest thing you've seen out here? Other than anything cryptid related, of course. Oh gosh, that's a good one. Well, let me think. There's always the deer I saw stealing baby birds out of a nest and eating them. That was pretty messed up. Yep, protein. But I think that most people know about that these days. I've seen tons of videos of other deer doing it. I'm not sure if it counts as weird anymore. Oh, and Tetanus Lake. That's definitely the weirdest. It's 5 foot deep, 30 foot wide pile of old cans and bottles and assorted garbage. Yeah, I remember those. With grass and trees growing on it so you can barely tell it was there until you stepped on it. No, actually, most of ours were quarries. The old quarries, people who have dumping things in. Like cars, refrigerators, bottles, of course, people get drunk out there and throw it in. And occasionally a body. Yeah. And remember, it might be idyllic, but it's got humans, and humans do things to each other. It's practically solid ground with how much of it compressed, but you could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Better be up in your shots if you want to mess around in there. Seriously, facts. Anyways, it's all stuff from the 50s too, which is super neat. I salvaged a few bottles I keep in my dress as a little souvenir. Okay, so it looks like we didn't block out anything else. Anybody want to try find cryptids? I don't know. I've done Alan Wake before. If I do the remaster, I'll be doing it with the after the fact. In other words, it'll be, me comparing it essentially to the old one and possibly updating it just with the control. Yeah. Secret World is one of those games that you hate to love and love to hate. Good God. I love the story, but practically everything else. Oh, the community was good too. Unfortunately, it's in zombie mode and most of the community's moved on. I still have a couple episodes unlocked for my interludes. The museum one for Egypt and the epilogue, which is basically my thoughts on the whole series. We'll eventually get to it. Try find. Got it. Are you expecting to find anything out here? What are the chances we actually run into a skunk ape in just one night of filming? That's fair. We are hunting a creature to stay hidden from humans long enough to gain a mythic reputation. What are the odds of something like that popping out to star my little YouTube channel? I've got a suspicion, by the way, because I think I've noticed Gretchen shifting a little. Check out the background while we're doing this. And any of you see anything weird like a pair of eyes pop out staring at us? Let me know. By the way, Mothman, if you hadn't noticed. But hey, the chances are never zero, right? Okay, ghosts and bad. I don't think we have a lockout the way we're going, but I'm giving you the opportunity to decide which order we do this in. Yeah, Secret World. It's probably the reason I made this channel, because there's always been a chance that they'll pull the servers any day, and I wanted to have a record of the narrative at the very least. I mean, I want to go back and no problem, ghost it is. I wanted to go have a record. I'll go back and do the stuff for the other clans or factions or whatever at some point. But let's see, enough of them have been unlocked. Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? You know, like ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing. Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff, but never had much luck, though, especially when it came to ghosts. Ghosts and electronic equipment do not work well together. That's why the best shots of them are actually on film. Go check out, is it the Grey Lady? Yeah, somebody got a really good shot back in the Victorian times with those old-fashioned, you know, the cameras that have the flash powder. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of abandoned houses, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was all just me and camera in an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When it's all said and done, I've just been a lot luckier cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, but I can't rule out the possibility that there are really true hauntings out there. You know, given this game, we might actually run across one. But if there are, I'm sure as heck haven't seen one myself. Werewolves, I kind of lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there actually were people who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. Yeah, werewolves are actually... originally being a werewolf was a gift from one of the pagan gods to either A, literally transform, or B, get the mentality of a beast in combat. The berserk gang sort of thing. As for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't even consider the possibility that they exist, because they really are out there. Jeez. A lot of people are doomed to an eternity of flames. Probably deserve it. So let's hope it's all bunk, am I right? Okay. I'm going to do the aliens part. Gods. Nostalgia. What is that, about a decade old, Mithril? Longer? What do you think about aliens? Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real, and they've had absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens more than I believe in cryptids. I adore my daughter Stella, but she gets the strangest ideas in her head these days. Ever since her parents went away, she's been more and more foolhardy with this critters nonsense. Well, she gotta do something other time. Hello. Juke? Is that how you pronounce it? You don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're... Oh, we don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. I'm kind of leaning on aliens being real too, but I also don't think that they're extraterrestrials. I think they're extra-dimensional beings. In other words, entities that exist outside of our realm. Yeah, so far. Aliens are real. I'm skeptical. See, that's just what the government wants you to think. Remain silent. I think aliens are real. You guys want me to say anything else? Because my number 2 is that's just what the government wants you to think. I mean, I'm fully prepared to go all tinfoil hat on this. It's a great line from, what is it? Pillars of Eternity, where you become a skeptic. I can actually beat you the Fermi paradox. A friend of mine actually did so, pointing out that the Fermi paradox assumes that all evolution would be across the physical plane if people, when they evolve to a certain technological / evolutionary point of view, simply become energetic beings that no longer require a physical craft except to interact with individuals such as us or physical bodies, then that would mean they would leave no trace. I mean, the amount of energy required to actually open a wormhole to be able to move a physical object like a ship across the world would be more than most civilizations produce in their entire lifetime. Heck yes, aliens are real. Nice, I knew we had a connection. Sorry. It's one of the things I have discussed in length. One of the reasons I do all these sort of games. I think there's some truth to the fact that aliens and fairy may have a connection, but they might come from different sources. In other words, one's more of nature, the other more of technology. I know someone who knows someone who heard a story from this trucker in Fayetteville. His truck stopped in the middle of the road, just shut down completely and had a full tank of gas. And suddenly it looked like daylight outside. He could see cows out in the field, birds in the sky, and this metallic-like egg thing appeared, floating in front of his truck. We didn't unlock this dialogue before. He passed out. When he woke up, he was missing one of his pinkies. It was like he'd never even been there. It was just smooth skin where a pinky should be. I know it's a second-hand, well, technically fourth-hand source, but there's plenty more like it, even if they are true. I'm convinced. What if he just lied? Maybe it was Sleep Polaris. Could have been the government. All right, what do we got? Well, one of the reasons I talk about the Fermi paradox is the current theory, which is pretty depressing, is that every civilization, when it comes to a certain point, inevitably destroys itself. Which I don't actually believe to be true, due to the fact that, well, the aliens we have contacts with have been shown to be both benevolent and extremely powerful, thus discounting the entire idea that we inevitably are self-destructive. It just probably is a human thing. Both. I don't know what that means, unfortunately. I'm going to say I'm convinced. Makes sense to me, for sure. And even though it's if this haunts Hogwarts, there's lots of evidence out there. Alright, so yeah, we got one explorer left. Has anything bad ever happened to one of these hikes? You know, just curious. Let me think. There was a time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff. Well, that's his own fault. But he was fine. We had some folks in town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine. His leg only took a couple months to heal. I could be why he's not doing this anymore. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also a time I was out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. Hello, DRM. How are you doing? I was getting good footage where I thought was a family of Wampus cats. Friend of a trucker's friend. Don't forget that part. Because truckers do some serious drugs, guys. They have to. It's stimulants to be able to get their schedule they're forced to do. But I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. And it turns out the Wampus cats were actually skunks who very much did not appreciate me blocking entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen is set outside, bored to tears. She is not. As if I made sure to give those nasty little skunks a piece of my mind. That's what I did, and we kept Cal company just as she would for me if I decided to hide in the hole for hours. It took about an hour to get loose, which is pretty intense, but a few tomato juice bath later was right as rain. So it could have been a lot worse. That's a lot of tomato juice. Oh, and there was accidentally time I stumbled onto Old Duke's property and got my head shut off. That happens to everyone sooner or later. I barely count it. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. Did you hear that? Oh, of course, timing. But yeah, the energy conversion point, tons of stuff. Oh, the thing is, Jack, if they do that on any other solar system, even a distant planet here, we're not going to see it. Because we look for life due to its radio transmissions, because we assume that everybody else is using radio transmissions to communicate. Alright, I remember this part. Calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Hey, old Duke, you rascal. Same to you, Stella. You're all jumping at nothing, girl. Hey, he said Duke. She said Duke. You should have refilled this in here. Phew, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie, just old Duke. Now, what the hell are you looking for way out here? Skunk ape. Already asked. Who is this you got sucker into coming with you? Well, you tick, you art. Is that? Yep. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. By the way, the open style shotgun here is old school. Yeah, the old times, you could only carry a shotgun around town if you kept it open, because that's all it had was a double barrel, and kept the breech visible with no actual shells in it. These days you can carry an AR-15 openly around town, but hey, back then it was considered polite to show that you were a conscientious gun owner. This ranger, another opportunity for a salty introduction. Oh gods. He'd have gotten away with it if it wasn't you damn kids. Anyways, sorry, somebody compared to the Scooby villain. Okay, are we offering Duke the boiled peanuts? No, we gotta counter this. Alright, it could be the possum last episode was pretending to die, but I still think that maybe the guy in the bus would give people poisoned food. You once again remember the dripping bag of boiled peanuts you have on your person and briefly consider offering the Duke before you realize it would probably be more of an insult than anything else. You keep them hidden away. Now both of y'all head up to town, you hear? It's best you steer where clear this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter and wouldn't be too appreciative a couple of fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy. Oh, something tall and hairy? Sorry. Something musky. You see like that recently? Oh, besides him. Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your own business, Stella Richmond. Oh, we have got a sensitive point for privacy. Put that damn camera down. What's he hiding? Oh, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best. That you did, but I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it the way you tromp around woods at night yelling about chukabangas or whatever have you. Yeah. The South thing. They also do deep fried Twinkies. I've never had those. Something's been getting at my chickens. I lost 3 this week. Can't afford to lose many more than that. Yeah, it's probably the mountain lion. I'm sorry to hear that, but I wonder if skunk ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't kayak you about these things. There ain't no skunk ape, wherever the hell that is. Duke Nukem? I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. Some damn mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. That freaked out the dog. I don't care if your little investigations turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Them sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you're going to find one in one night of tracking. They are sneaky, by the way. Cougar could be absolutely still in a bush 5 feet to your left, and you would not know it's there. They are, after all, predators. And I know for a fact that's what I'm getting at my chickens. It could be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these areas. They haven't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, except they've been migrating due to the fact that there's a protected environment that allows them to breed and they have to get additional hunting range. I know, chupacabra, I think is what he's trying to say, but not that close to Mexico in these. It's more of an arid, cryptid. Jack, that's a great idea. We should have done it when you were there. We actually have offered... No, that's right. We didn't have a chance. I think we might have actually lost that chance a while back. Either of those were iffy. It's true. There are mountain lions out here, sure as sin. They pee on all the best trees. This is how animals communicate, mark territory, because all of their urine has a unique scent. There's the information you probably didn't need to know. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-age Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are kind of a far-fetched fantasy of geezers like me. He's got a point. You make me look like a fool. I read those comments people are posting on your video calling me all kinds of names just for seeing in my own eyes that I know to be true. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anyone on you. I just didn't think it was possible. You eat those words when I come home carrying a mountain lion corpse out the woods at dawn. And if you don't want to face a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. You're hunting with buckshot on a mountain lion? Get a rifle, Duke. You're not going to get close enough to make a shotgun to do anything except irritate the cat with a shotgun. Unless you are a damned good tracker, being able to come up against some creature that has the ability to scent prey with over 100 meters. And, of course, hearing is designed for binocular triangulation. You're here first. Wait, what if the mountain lion and you found a mountain lion? Don't kill it. Right on, Duke. Kill that mountain lion. Can't you just buy more chicken? Okay, let's go. Don't butt in. This is between Duke and Stella. All right, this one could be important, so I'm going to give you guys a little time to think about it. Are we gonna claim territory? Are we going to beg him not to kill the mountain lion by, essentially being uber green? Are we going to say, right on, Duke? Yeah, probably not. I mean, we haven't gotten to the opening kill yet. You just buy more chickens. Okay, let's go. Don't butt in. I was saying we're leaving to go back to town, or don't butt in. This is between Duke and Stella. I'll sip my coffee for a second here. The thing is, Duke is just, if I'm not pronouncing this right, let me know, is that when we did this the first time and I took a cult, yeah, it was, we had a vision of him coming to bad fortune. And like I said, it's, if you know your narrative structure, he's a pretty good chance that just introducing an established character like this with a rich backstory to a character that's going to survive is designed to produce an emotional reaction. Alright, let's do this. What? If you find a mountain lion, don't kill it. If there are any in the Appalachians, they're highly endangered. Killing one might actually be a crime. At the very least, it'd be a crime against nature. We're gonna get it, by the way. A crime? What about the crimes they committed against me and my chickens? Ain't murder one of the worst crimes you can commit? I'm just serving justice where it's due. Do you consider the... Oh. If the mountain lion is considered to be a life worth preserving, is the chicken worth a life worth preserving? If so, do we consider this to be a murder? I don't know, Jack. Getting other people killed is kind of murder by proxy. An eye for an eye, a life for a life. Well, you are Old Testament. Sorry, DRM. Can't you just buy more chickens? Can you use a tranquilizer or something? The mountain lion lived to kill. You're killing for revenge. I've said my piece. Ooh, boy. Natural order. Oh, gods. Problem is we've gone a little too far on that one. Buy chickens. I'm not going to tell a farmer to do that. Tranquilizer. Let's... If we're going to go with the old hippie and we don't want to insult him, I guess we can go with the tranquilizer. Give that a whirl. Can't you use a tranquilizers or something non-lethal? Killing the animals is going to make things right. God. I've got the chat split on this. It won't bring your chickens back. It'll cause the potential extinction of a subspecies. Alright, let me just go to my truck, get my tranquilizer gun and prescription grade darts. Are you kidding? I don't have that kind of shit lying around. Oh god, I got demonetized. I do. My parents used to do stuff like all the time. Mom could write a prescription for the darts, and I still have a box of them in the shed. Jeez, we seem to have unlocked some stuff. Though they're probably pretty old by now. I don't know how long they're supposed to be effective for. And there you have it. It's kill or be killed tonight. If you ain't careful, you're gonna wind up in the middle of it, so go on then. Go on home. Fine, I'll see you won't be moved, and I respect that. Come on, Fantastic Worlds. Let's go back to town. Maybe my viewers won't be too angry with me. Having a bit of resonance there. About time. Y'all have a night nice, y'all. And you and Stella return to the trail. She carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that gets around him. Yes, I knew you wouldn't give up on the hunt. Lead the way. Oh no, aren't we actually head back to town? Are you sure you don't want to, like, watch a movie instead? No way, not with Duke and a shotgun out there waiting to blow our heads off. Silently follow. Alright. What are we? Are we adventurous? Are we cowardly? Are we the sort that will let someone else take the lead? And who are we going to save these poisoned boiled peanuts for if we can't give them to our cousin? I'm not doing Avery. Avery's too nice. You know, sometimes just the wind in the trees effects get to me. Yeah, rural New England. A lot like rural South, except for the temperature, so to speak. You got that sort of overgrown, neglected verdance. Lead the way, it is. Lead the way. And maybe we see Duke getting killed. You really do want to get the first kill out of this episode. We got about half an hour to do so before we have to stop. And trust me, we don't have to worry about anything from old Duke or his shotgun. I've gone hunting with him plenty before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. Yes, coming from New England, I'm very aware of what hunting incidents can do. It's one of the reasons I wore orange for a quarter of the year. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. All right, this is a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Old school. Hum. As night falls, my new assistant, the gorgeous, fantastic world, and I find ourselves on a high hill on the Blue Ridge Mountains. We'll all begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Oh, this is the best option ever. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. And keep digging, Gretches. I don't know, maybe they've got a lot of dogs. Oh, and remember, no one on the internet knows you're a dog. I can take the camera off your hands now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun gets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all this beautiful scenery. It's gorgeous out here, don't you think? Okay, are we hitting on Stella? Now, there is romance options in the game, so if we do that, we could trigger the Stella romance subplot. And do you want to do that? Otherwise, you say it's breathtaking, referring to the stars. It's hard to take us on with all the danger. Being far from civilizations. Okay, we're not doing the stresses me out thing, because we've already gotten the idea that if we're basing the character off of slightly off of me, that we love it out. How many roots when it comes to romance? I think 5. I'd have to go double check if I wanted the exact numbers. But apparently, like, multiple gender types too. Remember, we had the ability, or maybe you weren't here probably, to okay, it looks like Hut's getting the thing. Yeah, but I believe Avery is transgender as they. We can choose a transgender character. So yeah, Stella's probably the male straight option. Honestly, this is coming out as PG-13, and I don't think there's any hot and heavy sex scenes. And you know, ever since Lust for Darkness. We're not going there again. Yes, it's the one series I started to do and then burned. The view isn't the only gorgeous thing out here. I was thinking the same thing. Oh dear gods. Alright, you started it. You get to move on with it. Get the moment hanging in the air. I'm glad you feel that way. I'm pretty stunning, aren't I? Wow, we could play a narcissist. Yeah, Gretchen's got a hell of a mug. No. 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 Yeah, like those gorgeous trees. What are we gonna do? I mean, if you want to do the romance, this is probably the one right here. Granted, we met this person an hour ago. Hey, even an hour ago in the game time. Glad it is. I'm glad you feel that way. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken up by... God damn you, Bigfoot! Always the mood killer. Quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud percussive snort. That's got to be... Oh, if Duke followed us. What was that? Oh no, the skunk could follow. It's Duke back with a shotgun. Death has come for me at last. Goodbye, cruel world. Oh, God. As funny as it would be, no. If we want to keep the romance going, I think we can't actually show cowardice in front of Stella. What was that? Oh no, the skunk ape is... Okay, what was that? Or silent or would be the ones I'd choose. But if you want to do one of the goofy ones, let me know. Skunk ape. Skunk ape. I think we can do the skunk ape safely. All right. Oh no. God, the skunk ape has found us. Now it's we who are the hunted. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Haha, I wish. It's the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd of the skig scary predators like us. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating in the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. A single deer with dear gods. Staring at the beam of light with Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Pain, rot, decay. Oh my god, Nurgle. A deer! Let me at him! How dare you infringe on my dearest Stella's personal space? Let me at him! Oh god, yeah, that's what... Dogs. Dogs and deers do not mix well together. Dogs have the instinct like a wolf to run after them, but they don't actually know what to do with them, and will keep going until they exhaust both of them. Not to mention that a deer pissed off could punt a pug. Then it's gone. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down. You're going to hurt yourself. Oh my, it seems I was consumed by blinding rage. How very unladylike. What must you think of me? She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You need a better harness. Especially out here. You're too much a potato, and they don't make harnesses that fit potatoes, do they? Okay, I think the deer is threatening us. I think there's something wrong. Why do you bring her with you? Well, they got my heart rate, Brett. I'm ready for the hunt. Never too late to turn back. Remain silent. Okay. Explore, remember, we can cancel out other options. So, which one? We can say the deer was threatening us. Now, that doesn't necessarily give away our talk to animals, because that could be done from behavior. There's something wrong with the deer. You can notice that it had the pusticles. Why do you bring her with you if you want to talk about Gretchen? And, well, they got my heart rate up. Or we can run away. Now, I'm pretty sure running away is not in any of our options. So, let me know how we're going to be continuing our smooth romance with Stella here. Second choice. So, something was wrong with that deer. Alright. There was something wrong with that deer. Did you see its face? Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. I bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. That's perfectly acceptable, especially the amount of toxins that are showing up in the environment. Cancer is going to be not just humans that suffer from cancer. It's not like wild animals can get taken care of. They just get bigger and bigger. Poor thing. There's not much we can do about it. Okay, so Gretchen. So we're saying Gretchen is the true horror, Jack, and no other monsters will come after us. Well, you know, hey, it worked with a cat in the first Mummy film. Right, why do you bring Gretchen with you? Do we want to confront her about bringing Gretchen, or do we just want to go back to the hunt? Because you notice that, yes, we did lock out the first option by doing the second, which is why I do these for the explorers. Dogs really think they want to run out in the wild, by the way, and they are very bad at it, as they are no longer predators. They're just, you know, well-tended meat as far as other real predators. Alright, ready for the hunt. That got my heart rate up. I'm so ready for the hunt. Same for me. How about we take a quick snack break to fuel up? Then we get right into tonight's activity. I've got all the best trail snacks. You know, we haven't actually paid for any food yet while we're here. I could have done a peanut butter sandwich back at home. Back at Hell House. That's going to be conferring it at this point. Alright. As you settle on the rest, Stella opens up a bag of assorted snacks. Take the trail mix. Take a snack bar. Take the dried apricots. Take the sesame sticks. I am a dried apricots person, so unless anyone else in the next 30 seconds or so. No, pugs don't do defense well. If you want a defense, you get a German Shepherd. Not a Mastiff, because unless you're really, really good with them. Because probably German Shepherds are among the best behaved animals when it comes to offensive capability. Pretty much what they're bred for. Oof. Looks like the baud rate dipped there for a second. Alright, dried apricots it is. We have a handful of dried apricots. I actually dried these myself. I wanted to get a bunch of apricots for free from Janie a while back, and I didn't know what else to do with them. It's wild how easy it is to make your own dried fruit. Yeah, I've done, but Mithril, that means, do you know how dangerous feral dogs are? Because unlike wolves, they don't have any fear of men. In fact, the most dangerous problem for people in the Serengeti these days is, well, the natural wild dogs. See, what happens is they'll follow you. And they'll keep adding numbers, 10, 20, 50, until they feel like they've got enough numbers. And then whenever you settle down, they attack. All right, so that's neat. Sounds fake. Cooking's never easy. Sounds like a ton of work. You just buy them in the store. I'd burn my house down. Are we incompetent when it comes to domestic arts? Yeah, it's because of the inbreeding, unfortunately. That's the downside of having a specialized animal. Hips, especially. And imagine they're going to have to make a hybrid between the German Shepherd and another similar species, in order similar substrain, in order to be able to get something more viable. When it is, really, maybe I should try it out sometime. Yeah, you just slice up your fruit of choice, put them in the oven at like 200 degrees, set a timer for 4 hours, and you come back to a whole mess of dried fruit. I don't know if this actually works, by the way. When you try it, let me know. Aha, that's good. You know, and the problem is in America, there's a lot of space for feral animals to spread out into, especially now as a lot of neighborhoods are, due to the declining economic structure, are becoming abandoned. There's actually a horror film about that in the 70s, if I recall, where there were werewolves doing that. Dogs, perhaps. Do you make sure to set a timer, though? That's the most important part of cooking, honestly. Never assume you'll be able to tell how much time has passed. I guess it applies to a lot of things. I actually have a timer here on my left. Excellent. You and Stella settle down the overlook. Gorgeous. Snacks in hand as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws at a stick, distracted for the time being. So tell me what it's like in Lovecraft country. Do you have a house, an apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Fantastic Worlds. This is getting a little too meta. Dingy studio apartment, 10 roommates, doorless basement that floods, apartment with a difficult roommate. There's a 10 by 12 by 12 shed in someone's yard. I've never been that far down. I live in an internet cafe. Well, technically I'm an online persona, so that would be illogical. Not quite like Max Headroom, but yeah, Max Headroom, by the way, was the first streamer. Anyways, this was the default one I did because this is pretty much my college days. I do not do well with roommates. But if anybody, I'm giving a little bit of time here if anybody else wants to do something else. Alright, so dingy it is. I live alone in a dingy studio apartment. Sorry. And I hate it. I love it. It's a mixed bag. Leave it at that. This is what reality was. I do like having my own space, but it was literally 2 rooms and a half bath, so... A half bath with a cloth bathroom. A bit weird. Oh, but the roommate before that was so bad, I would have taken one less room. I would have taken a studio at that point. And it's a mixed bag. At first it was kind of nice to have space that was just mine. Now it feels kind of cramped. It's like I'm stuck in a closet alone, and no one can ever let me out because I chose this for myself. And as far as I know, I'm happy being there. The lights flicker, the toilet's constantly backing up. Well, actually the plumbing was good. Because the landlady upstairs keeps flushing your cat litter. Oh, just don't do that. It smells like cigarettes for some reason. It's home to an extremely durable population of roaches, which we have long conversations with. Yeah, if you remember, we actually could hear cockroaches in the first episode. But I guess it's home. Oh, all of you say mixed bag. Wow. I'm guessing there's some people with similar background on that one. But I guess it's home. I do what I can to spruce up the place. I got a plant. You know how they say living things are supposed to brighten up a room? And you put it like that, I wonder if staying in an old mansion is a step up or a step down for you. Maybe a step sideways. Have you tried looking for a different place or finding a roommate? There's got to be a better apartment in the big city like Lovecraft country. Okay, technically we'll call it Arkham. Yeah, there's this great place called the Witch House. Unfortunately, the tenants keep getting sucked through dimensional portals. I thought about finding roommates. I've had enough bad roommates in lifetime, and this is cheap. This will be my default unless somebody speaks up. Everybody says mixed bags. Wow. I'm sensing resonance. All right. I've had enough bad roommates for a lifetime, I think. I know it's possible to have a good roommate and other people who are great friends with theirs, but it's never worked out like that for me. The loneliness is at least better than that. Yeah, it's fair. I've never had roommates, so I have no idea what it's like sharing a place as an adult. I can see that being tough. It's entirely possible the roaches won't keep it down. Or it's entirely possible you might be able to catch, you might be able to cut a deal with them. Look, guys, I will let out a Twinkie if you guys just shut the hell up tonight, alright? So, what do you do for a living? Alright. Programmatic ads, sell at Crest. We do know where we went with this last time. We decided to go 100% meta on this one. I will do that again unless somebody shouts out in the near future, because it's just kind of funny. I mean, if we do a romance option and we successfully pull it off, do we end up sharing a channel at that point? Because that would be hilarious. First year associate at a law firm. Oh god, that would make you part of the dark side. Mm-hmm. Alright. I'm actually a streamer. Oh, no way. A fellow content creator? That's awesome. I knew we had a lot in common, Fantastic Worlds. What sort of streams do you do? Alright. Play video games. We know this. I mostly stream video games. That's cool. I'll have to check you out your channel sometime this week. Meta is best. Alright. How do you like it? Wouldn't trade it for the world. Most people I meet tend to raise their eyebrows when I tell them what I do, but I love it. It might not be much, but at least it feels like I'm taking control of my own destiny. Well, I'll let you think about yourselves how much that is actually true. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up what I do for anything. A crisp breeze passes over you. I'm gonna poke. What about you? What's your living situation? No, Gretchen and I live in a little house just out of town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so I saw pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job, because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. We know her parents are dead. Gretchen is the one who told us. So I'm not doing option 1, so we're going with 2. You live alone there? Yeah, the place used to belong to my parents, but they're not around anymore. The Holler's a small enough place that other folks don't need roommates. Oh. We're gonna give condolences. I gotta think about being stuck up. I mean, not being sufficiently nice about death. Oh geez, I'm so sorry. That's okay, you didn't know. And I've done my mourning, so you don't have to watch your tongue around me or anything. Life goes on. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna... It's only one explore option, so we can't actually cancel any other out. What were they like? Did you get along? They were amazing. 2 of the nicest people you'd ever meet, and interesting, too. My dad was a bit of a regional legend among hunters and trappers. He was always out in the woods at a trail of something, and we certainly had interesting dinners because of him. Hey, who hasn't had a little muskrat? Had to learn how to fend for himself, you see, since his family didn't have much growing up. So he learned how to hunt and trap and get damn good at it. He always made sure I had food, and that I knew how to get it if I ever found myself too far from a grocery store. I like her talents. I could make us pretty good salad, which isn't a clearing of attitude, though it wouldn't exactly taste great. As for my mom, she was a saint. She was a local vet, the family, the lady in all the farms the county knew to call if their animals were in need of something. She was smart as a whip and strong to boot. Turns out pulling calves out of a 1,600-pound cows all day is a great way to build muscle. That happens. But she was great gentle too, even though the smallest mouse get proper care in her hands. I'm sure she's most of the reason Gretchen here is one of the oldest dogs I've ever met. So yeah, those were my parents. I'm sorry for your loss. We're not doing this. I'm sorry for your loss. I don't know what else to say. I'm just so sorry. Haha, that's okay. I know it's weird, especially since we just met today. Alright. Here we go. We got suspense. Whoa. My stars. What was that? Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. Jesus Christ. Skunk ape. More deer. Please tell me that was a raccoon. Say nothing. Default's going to be more deer. No, I will not inflict a Jeopardy theme on you. God. Such an earworm. And when you actually realize it's the theme to I'm a Little Teapot, you never can unhear it again. I mean, it makes sense. No intellectual property. Hey, if it's her familiar, I don't wit shame. More deer? Could be. Whatever made that sound, I've never heard anything like it. That's close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me and let's check this out. Oh god, she's gonna escape on us. Alright, you and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines a flashlight into the woods. Blink and you'll miss it. Do stay close, Fantastic Worlds. I wouldn't want any harm to befall you. Oh, she likes us. Good, the abomination won't eat us. As you approach, a series of weak clucks calls out from a nearby bush. Paid, it's all paid. Oh my god, slip that fan, apparently. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. Ah! Whoa, and you saw that over there? That right there, thing grabbing onto the chicken? What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit! I'm guessing it must maybe 2-3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either, so I can't even roll out skunk ape. But whatever it was, it had one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it! Alright, this is my default right now for right behind you. This is actually where we stopped for the first Let's Try episode. So, I've got a few minutes left here, so we can run after it and see what happens. Unless you want to all run the other direction. I don't think you do want to, do you? Alright, so, since I rambled on long enough, let's see. Right behind you. Good grief, we're the Scooby Gang. You follow Stella as she sprints in the unknown, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Oh no, we're gonna fall off a cliff. Stella, my darling companion, are you alright? Oof. Are you okay? Oh god, the monster's got you. We're gonna die out here. Tripped. I hear you thought you were a hardened mountain girl. Say nothing. No. Sorry, I'm not going that much of an arsehole. Are you okay? Aha, yeah, I'm alright. Just tripped on something weird. Oh no, that poor thing. It must be one of Duke's. Oh Jesus, it's still alive. Investigate the chicken. Do not go near that. We know what we're doing. We're doing a horror. We're in a horror game. We have to go investigate weird stuff. Hopefully it won't like latch onto her face and impregnate us. You move towards Stella to get a closer look at the chicken. Yeah, it is impregnated. Don't let Gretchen too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. I would never. Something about this bird doesn't smell right. Like, just think if we hadn't taken the whole speak with animals thing. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She squirms against a harness. Oh god, it's been too long. I can't do the X-Files theme anymore. Used to be able to, when that thing came out in the 90s, you used to be able to whistle the entire opening credit music. Okay, this one could be important. Tell me which one you want to do. My default is the growth, but it may not be the right one. So, now remember, we can lock out the rest, so I'll give you a couple minutes, well, not a couple minutes, a little while to tell me which part of the horribly mutated chicken you want me to examine. Quite possibly, but then we can just, oh yeah, speaking of which, sure, just in case there is some sort of nastily bad thing, we can save scum. And it is growth head, not the growth. Okay, so technically that's the head to a head. Haha. So it's 2 for 1, not the growth, and that means it's the head's the only other choice. Hit it. Why am I alive? Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Alright, so the growth is the option number 2 that was picked, so we gotta do that. Good god, at first you thought it may have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. Can I get to the wing? We can do all of them, good. Looks like Stella slipped on. The wing is barely attached, but seems the least of the chicken's concerns. Having investigated your heart's content, you turn away and give Stella room to film. Ahem, it seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely has some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Geez, I'm going to have to put her out a massive content warning for this video. Yeah, true. Hey, do you hear that? There's something out there, all right, all around us. I can smell it. There's so many of them, and they're not afraid of Gretchen. What in Sam Hale are you two doing out here? Didn't I tell you to? Birdie? Oh God, Birdie, what's wrong, darling? Good God! Did you all see what did this to her? We caught a glimpse of something. Which one? We can hear them, or we got caught a glimpse? Default is glimpse. Oh God, it's like... You know, if you, I'm just thinking, it's just kind of like the audible version of a really bad comment section I'm listening to. Chest burster? Not yet. Glimpse? Got it. We caught a glimpse of something earlier when we chased after it when it brought us here. Whatever did this to her, I think we can hear them in the trees. Put that camera away, for God's sakes, girl. I don't want to be another one of your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put her online, would you? Not when she's like this, all swollen and hurting. Duke, did you hear me? I think they're coming closer. You stay away from my Stella, you mongrels. Okay. Come on out, you sons of bitches. Duke, don't shoot them. We have no idea what will happen. You hear that, Stella? They ain't the sound of something peace-like. Whatever those things are, they'll pay for what I did, my girls. Oh, he's dead. Come on, you, whatever the name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. I can feel the white-hot rage from earlier start to wash back over me. I'm going after them. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Flashlight or Gretchen? This is probably a very important decision. My default? Gretchen. You tell me what you want. This is probably going to be the last choice of the episode, as we've gone just over an hour right now. And unfortunately, I don't like to go over an hour for processing purposes. Especially uploading purposes. God. Gretchen it is. To Gretchen. Great hen. Alright, Gretchen. Oh, great, Gretchen. Or did you do that on purpose, DRM, or did you, yeah, we're all gonna let him die. Yeah, or is that spell checker? Alright. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen to your arm just as he manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. God damn it! Oh, motherfucker. Content warning. You hear a body hit the ground and then quiet as the chaos fades and the sounds of nature creep back in. Gretchen, Fantastic Worlds Duke, are you alright? Alright, she can't see us. The light's out. I'm gonna say shaken up. Still shaken up. Same. What happened? Did I lose myself again? I apologize. I'm easily shaken up. I will do better. Gretchen, here, I'll take her. My poor little pup. Thanks for watching out for her. Duke, are you okay? Yeah, first kill. Alright, content warning. Definitely content warning. Poor digger trigger discipline. Absolutely correct, by the way. Perfectly preventable in that particular one. You never put your finger on the trigger until you goddamn have the shot. Never. Especially both triggers, because it's a double barrel. Jesus Christ, Duke. You really were shit at this. Touch F for this, yes. Oh my god, Duke, holy shit, what do we do now? What the hell are we supposed to do? We gotta go to the police. Yeah, just... Duke goes dead. Well, the series did die, yes. What do you mean we would do? We gotta take this to the police. The man's dead. What happened to Duke? Is something wrong with him? Why won't he get up? Oh shit, dogs don't understand death well, do they? You're right, and we have footage of what happened here. But it's so dark and shaky, it all seems unbelievable. We need more footage. Come on, let's go after them before we lose Are you goddamn nuts? The man is dead, Stella! If we're going to go, at least take the gun. Oh, gods. Just watch, Jack. I had to actually allow that one because it can't tell, if you were telling somebody to F off or not. Alright, that's it. If we can, don't think we have that option. I'm doing this. Yeah, you're right. Let's head back and call the police. My phone should get reception when we're back on the main road. Yeah, we're cutting our losses and we're going. That thing obviously shown the ability to kill, so if we come back, let's do it with a whole bunch of people with guns, who hopefully have better trigger discipline than Duke did. Alright, so Yeah. You quickly make your way through the votes. The unearthly whispers of creatures unknown once again surround you. Okay. Anybody got a night? Actually, let's do it. All right, this should be a good place to stop here. Monday Woods, Duke dead. Oh, well, that's great. All right, so yeah, this I think is a good cliffhanger to leave it on. So yeah, so we have now discovered the creatures in the woods, which, if this is going by a certain Lovecraftian story, we're going to find a particularly dark secret about. It attacked him. We don't know. It could have been considered to have been self-defense since he was lowering the weapon at him, but we don't know their intelligence level. We don't know their hostility. They certainly appear to be impregnating chickens. Could be they attacked us because they're trying to defend that. We don't want to get. The thing is, yeah, cliffhangering is how I get you to come back. And again, if you pay attention to the feed that comes off of my channel, it will inform you in advance. It's probably going to be at least 2 weeks before we get back to this. Right now, we have 3 of these unlocked from the supporters, and this is the second one. So the third one I want to try to get out before the end of June, since technically that was a June choice. So 2 weeks, probably. Let's check. Yeah, 27th is when I was planning it, probably the same time, to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, we'll decide what we're going to be doing with this anyways. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like, share, subscribe, as per always. And of course, if you're doing this if you're watching this off after the fact, down below will be links to Gummer payment platform. You become a supporter, unlock additional material, vote for material like this, because this is actually due to our second supporter unlock. There's 2 extra episodes that are voted on by supporters every month. We get back to the third. The third stretch goal will have 3 episodes. We get to 4. We have an entire of the series. But hey, should we ever get there? Anyways, so to avoid us having to listen to the unearthly screeching of hell, I'm probably going to cut this a bit short right now. And hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you next time. I'd like to thank my Acolyte level supporters, whose contributions help this channel grow and hastens the inevitable digital apocalypse and rise of the Dark Lords of Content and Data.